The question I have is it really that hard for you right now? Is there anything that's getting in your way from just lawlessly going into our communities and detaining American citizens, terrorizing women as masked bandits who are not identified, run through the streets, chase people through fields, go into car washes, go to Home Depot parking lots? Like, are you having a difficult time just ripping people away from their families, and you think you need more abilities to do it? Also, quite interesting that you're asking for more legal authorities because you don't even follow the laws that are on the books right now. So what are we doing here, I guess?
The moment Eric Swalwell took the mic, the tone of the hearing changed instantly. He wasn't hinting, he wasn't suggesting, he was warning. Kristi Noem and Homan were put on notice, and for the first time, accountability wasn't a distant concept. It had a timeline, and it had names attached.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from California is recognized. I yield back on my time. The gentleman from California is recognized.
One day we'll reconcile, Mr. Chairman, the richness of an Ivy League investment banker, Nepo congressman telling us that we need to get rid of the people who pick our food, wash our cars, build our homes, enrich our communities. We'll get to that. But today, this legislation is about making it easier for ICE to remove more of our friends and neighbors. And I guess the question I have is it really that hard for you right now? Is there anything that's getting in your way from just lawlessly going into our communities and detaining American citizens, terrorizing women as masked bandits who are not identified, run through the streets, chase people through fields, go into car washes, go to Home Depot parking lots? Like, are you having a difficult time just ripping people away from their families, and you think you need more abilities to do it? Also, quite interesting that you're asking for more legal authorities because you don't even follow the laws that are on the books right now. So what are we doing here, I guess, is my first question. But the American people are telling you, get the hell out of our homes, our streets, and our lives. And I want to play a video, Mr. Chairman, that illustrates that.
I was going to school.
When the spray hit Veraza on the side of his head.
Mama, you okay, Mama? You okay? Are you okay? He's a citizen! He's a citizen!
They do not have a warrant. They forcefully open the door.
No resistance. What am I doing? Kevin! Hey, get on the ground! I love you, let me go!
He doesn't have charges. Why would he let him?
Get back, I'm gonna shoot you. You're gonna what? You're gonna shoot me?
Not touching the car, leave me alone. Look what they're doing, sneezing.
No.
The American people were promised that the most violent individuals would be removed. And instead, we've been given this. You even deported a child, U.S. citizen, fighting cancer. You deported Miguel Lopez, my constituent, who's been in the country for almost 30 years, worked at a local winery, sent his kids to the high school in my hometown. And he showed up to his immigration proceeding following the law, and he was picked up by ICE and sent to Mexico. And every Sunday night, his wife Rosa and their family look at an empty chair where Miguel used to sit for 30 years with his family. What did we get out of that? Who's better off because Miguel, who was following the law, is not in our community? But earlier this month, the American people from Virginia to New Jersey to Pennsylvania, all the way out to California, sent a message that a reckoning is on its way, that accountability is coming. And this lawlessness that's gone unchecked, a lot's going to change. The masks are going to come off. Officers will identify themselves. And Kristi Noem and Tom Homan, you should familiarize yourself with the four corners of this room. Kristi Noem and Tom Homan, get to know that witness chair. You're going to be parked in it for a long time. You're going to have a lot of questions under oath with the subpoena power. And I hope what you're doing is clean and can withstand the scrutiny that everyone on this side of the aisle is going to bring. You think we won't do it. You think you're invincible. You're wrong. Accountability is coming. You've got about a year, and I yield back.
What you saw from Eric Swalwell wasn't just another tense committee exchange. It was a moment of clarity in a system that often relies on confusion. He didn't tiptoe around Kristi Noem and Tom Homan. He made it plain. The people given sweeping authority over immigrant communities have been operating with almost no restraint, no transparency, and no meaningful oversight. And he said what so many Americans already know from lived experience, that this isn't a partisan issue, it's a constitutional one. Because this wasn't a debate. It was a member of Congress describing, out loud, the reality millions of families have lived through. Raids without warrants, agents in masks who refuse to identify themselves, people chased through fields, U.S. citizens detained, children torn from parents, all happening to people who followed the law, paid taxes, built communities, and trusted the system to treat them fairly. That's not enforcement. That's unaccountable power operating in the dark. Swalwell's point is simple but devastating. These abuses happened because the people in charge believed no one would stop them. No judge, no oversight committee, no political consequence. And for years, they were right. But now something has shifted. Voters across the country have rejected cruelty as policy. They've rejected fear-based politics. They've demanded accountability. That pressure didn't come from Washington, it came from the ballot box. And here's the deeper truth Swalwell is forcing into the open. Real immigration policy is supposed to protect national interests, keep communities safe, and support the families who already sustain our economy. But for too long, it's been driven by fear, theater, and convenience. It's easier to scare people than to solve problems. Easier to target the vulnerable than confront the powerful. Easier to hold a press conference than to hold yourself accountable. That's why his warning to Noem and Homan matters. Because for the first time in years, the people who created this climate of fear will have to sit in a witness chair and explain themselves, under oath. They'll have to answer the questions they've avoided, and they won't be able to hide behind talking points or badge-wearing theatrics. The era of impunity is cracking, piece by piece. This moment reminds us that democracy doesn't survive on speeches or slogans. It survives on pressure, sunlight, and the willingness of ordinary people to demand better than what powerful people are comfortable providing. And if you want commentary that tells the truth without the noise, make sure you're subscribed, because what's coming next will be louder, messier, and far more revealing.